Mandy, how are you today?
I'm good. I'm ready for some fun challenges.
Yeah, there's a lot of things going on Webkinz Classic and Webkinz Next. If you missed the last episode, guys, you're going to want to check out episode 163 because Carl actually gave us a really thorough playthrough of some of the new things that we've launched on Webkinz Next, including the farmers market. Mandy, have you been visiting the farmers market?
I have. It's a great place to sell crops because when Farmer Will's there, he pays a little more than you get other places. And also, have you managed to grow any competition crops, Michael? They're like presentable crops that you can put in your room. And when you put them in your room, sometimes they grow.
Yeah.
It's really wild.
I've grown a presentable onion and butternut squash, and the butternut squash grew quite large when I added it to my room, so I'm pretty excited about that. You can't feed them to your pets, and you can only get those competition vegetables when you grow on your farmer's plot. Yeah, we actually recently released a farmer's market challenge on Webkinz Next as well, so pretty exciting. Lots of stuff going on. We're going to actually jump on Webkinz Next shortly and actually on Webkinz Classic and show you a few of the things that are coming out, including, Mandy, we have another DIY design event happening.
Oh, this is exciting because there's a new pattern, right?
Yeah, exactly. There's a new dye, and it's a pink dye. And as you say, it has this beautiful floral pattern or a leaf pattern. And yeah, we're also releasing a new lamp. But that event has changed slightly since we previously held it earlier this year. So we're going to go through all of that during this episode. And at the end of the episode, we're going to give away actually a code for a Daisy's Diner waitress dress. Yeah, which is pretty cool because, of course, I just want to remind players that there's actually a Daisy's Diner cookbook that you can purchase in the fun stuff section of the W shop under books. How you use that is that you can visit Daisy in the diner every single day and click on her to get a piece of diner food. And then if you look through the cookbook, you can combine 3 pieces of diner food on a stove, and then you can actually craft these various pieces of furniture that you see in Daisy's Diner. Now, as you're crafting the furniture and building your own Daisy's Diner, you're going to be able to dress your pet in that waitress uniform. So pretty neat.
Very cool stuff.
Yeah, so before we actually jump onto Webkinz Classic and check out all the exciting things that are happening on actually Classic and Next, let's check to see what's in our KinzPost.
So our first KinzPost is from Nickelcat, and Nickelcat says, "Dear Michael and Mandy, I have been playing Webkinz since 2008. I have 4 classic accounts and 1 Next account. I love playing both games because they each have unique features which makes them fun. I'm so excited about being able to send items from Next to Classic as well as the new farmers market. I have one request. Would you please start including a duplicate presentable gift basket with every holiday basket? I have not opened mine for years because they are so pretty and I don't want them to disappear. I would love to use them to decorate my holiday rooms. Thank you for all you do for your loyal Webkinz players, Nickelcat." Well, that is a great email, Michael. And I think some of them, if I'm not mistaken, some of them we have begun doing that, right?
Yeah, well, actually, on November 25th is the American Thanksgiving. And when you log into your Webkinz Classic account and actually your Webkinz Next, you're going to get a gift. But on Webkinz Classic, you get a gift basket. And so when you drag that into your room in order to open it, there's a few prizes inside, one of which is actually a presentable version of that gift basket. And so you can display that in your room. And when you click on it, it actually works as a fridge and you can store 4 food items in the basket, which is great. So Nickelcat,
cool.
Yeah, you're going to want to check that out. And actually for Halloween, which actually recently happened, we gave away a treat bag. And one of the prizes that were in the treat bag were actually a treat bag that your pet could wear. And it worked like a sort of trick-or-treat candy bag. And it looked exactly like the treat bag that you were awarded when you logged in on Halloween. So yeah, we're listening to you guys. We love all your suggestions. And thank you so much, Nickelcat, for your email. By the way, check your inbox because Mandy and I are going to send you something neat for being featured on the show. So I have another one here, and it's from Cutie Pie. 0225, and they say, "Hi, Mandy and Michael. Hope you're both doing well. I primarily play Classic, but I've been enjoying playing Webkinz Next as well. I especially like the new farmers market feature because it will make farming even more profitable. And as you know, it's harder earning Kinz Cash in Next, so this new feature is much appreciated. With the increased emphasis on farming, I think more crafting recipes should be made with the soil you get after harvesting your crops 10 times, since we'll sure end up with a lot of it. I think some outdoor decorations and farm decorations like scarecrows or placeable fences would be cute. That way we could use our farming efforts to decorate our farms. All the best, Cutie Pie 0225. Well, thank you so much. Those are great ideas. Speaking of these different decorations, like a scarecrow they mentioned, I mentioned earlier that we actually released a new farmers market challenge on Webkinz Next, and the prize for actually completing the challenge, it's a 3-part challenge. And if you complete the challenge, you're actually awarded a scarecrow that you can place in your yard. You know, you can place it right next to your farmer's plot if you want. And actually, I believe the second prize for completing the second part of the challenge, it's a fresh vegetable sign or something, a sign that you can put in your yard as well, close to the plot. So yeah, Cutie Pie, you're going to want to play that challenge. But Mandy, actually, they're mentioning here that they would like to have some more recipes because they're gathering a lot of this soil. But on that sort of note, we also have slag that you can collect on Webkinz Next when you are going on a gem hunt at the curio shop. And players seem to have a lot of slag building up, right? And they're stockpiling it.
Yes, but you know what? You're going to want to hang on to that slag because there are new recipes coming out, right, Michael?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So in the curio shop, there's that little table right by the entrance to the mines. And when you click on it, you can actually use it to craft using your slag and using your gems. But we're going to be adding some more recipes soon that you'll really be able to use all of your slag in order to craft some pretty interesting decorations for your room. So yeah, stay tuned to Webkinz News to learn more about that. But thank you, Cutie Pie. Check your inbox as well because we will send you something neat for being featured on the show. And Mandy, anybody can email us, right?
That's right. Just email us at podkinz@gans.com. And as Michael said, if we end up reading your email, then we will send you something fun.
Now, let's jump on. We'll first go on to Webkinz Classic. Yeah, there's some exciting new things happening. So let's jump on my account right now.
The Inside Scoop!
All right, Mandy, we are on my account here. And this is a room that I've decorated with Fall Fest prizes.
Oh, and Jumbleberry prizes. It's so pretty. It's so
Yes.
colorful. You have got so many pretty colors in there, and it's so vibrant.
Yeah, nice fall colors. I believe I've showed this off on a previous podcast.
I think you have, yeah, but it's beautiful.
Here is actually the One World, Two Games challenge icon. We can look at that in just a second because actually all 3 tasks involve sending items back from Webkinz Next to Webkinz Classic, and then you're going to win these pretty awesome prizes. But I'm going to show you how that works in a sec. As I'm saying this, look at that. There's a bottle of dye flying across the screen.
Grab it.
And there you go. Look at that. I've actually won a bottle of blue dye. So, like I said, from November 22nd to 30th, we're having a DIY design event. It's going to work a little different than last time because last time, every single time you clicked on that floating bottle of dye, you were awarded a design ticket, a piece of DIY furniture, or a bottle of dye. But for this event, this time, you can only collect the dye through that floaty clicky, but we've added a special new section to the W shop. It's in the fun stuff section of the shop, and it's the DIY section.
Oh,
and
I think players are going to be really excited about this, Michael, because it'll make it a lot easier, right?
So last time we held the event, we found that, sometimes you would get too many pieces of furniture and not enough bottles of dye, or you didn't have very many design tickets, so you couldn't dye your furniture. So this time you can only collect the dyes from that floaty clicky. And now, in this DIY section of the W shop, you can choose the piece of furniture that you'd like, and you can purchase as many design tickets as you like. So it just makes the event a lot easier. But from the 22nd to the 30th, you have to to log into your Webkinz Classic account in order to collect those bottles of dye so you can use them with these pieces of furniture. And I should say, actually, there is one premium bottle of dye. It's the retro dye, which has a really funky design, and that will be added to the W shop as well for this event. So here we go. There's another bottle of dye. Let's click on it, and there you go. I got another blue bottle of dye, but that's going to go in my dock, and now I can combine it with a DIY design ticket and piece of furniture on the clothing machine to dye that piece of furniture and make a really funky new piece of furniture for my pet's room. So Mandy, I want to show you how this works. So we've already purchased a design ticket. Let me buy a couple. And what type of furniture would you like to dye?
Well, should we do the lamp?
Sure.
Because it's the brand new one, and I really do. I love the shape of the shade. It's a very sort of modern looking, cool lamp.
Yeah, well, let's buy one of each, actually, just so we can show you. There's purple, green, and blue dye. Those were available last time we held this event, but there's a brand new dye that we've added, and it's that pink dye that you saw at the beginning of the show. So the way this works is you're going to have to go to the Kinz Style outlet and access the clothing machine. And here's a link to the clothing machine right here. I'm going to click on it, and there you go. So now we'll have to drag in a bottle of dye, a design ticket, and a piece of furniture. So if you go to the special items here, you're going to find your tickets and your dye. So I have collected a bunch here. Actually, you know what? Let's show off the new pink dye.
Yeah, I think I said this to you when you first showed me this dye, that these would make cute nursery items. I feel like the pink, it's so pretty. It would look beautiful anywhere, but I feel like when I get mine, I'm going to make a cute nursery with it.
Yep. So you'll find your dyes in the design ticket in that specialty section. If you go to furniture, you can scroll and find your DIY pieces of furniture that you purchased from the W shop. They're also in your new tab as well because we just purchased them. Mandy, you said you wanted to see that lamp. So let's drag that in. You know, you can also just drag in these DIY furniture into your room. If you just wanted them plain white, you can do that. Yeah. But if there's a little dye icon next to it, you can tell that it's compatible with the DIY dyes. So there it is, the lamp, the pink dye, and the design ticket. Let's click make it, and we will see our new piece of furniture. And there it is. It's great. I love that pattern. Before we add them into our room, actually, let's dye a couple more items. I wanted to show you actually that retro dye. So the retro dye, as I mentioned before, it's actually not available through the Dye Bottle Floaty Clicky during the DIY event. It's actually only going to be available in the DIY section of the W shop, and it is available for e-store points. So there it is. Gonna make
really
it
funky pattern.
Oh yeah, it's great.
Yeah. It's great because the first series of dyes were that blue, green, and purple, and then the retro dye picks up all those colors. So it sort of would work with all of the others as well, which is great.
Absolutely. So there we go. There's a rug and my carpet. And let's put in the green dye this time. Let's see what we've made. There you go.
Lovely.
Yeah, no, they're great. So again, all you need is a DIY design ticket, which you can find in the fun stuff section of the W shop. You need a DIY piece of furniture, which you can also find in the W shop. But those dye bottles, you're going to only be able to collect them through the Floaty Clicky.
And I assume that the tickets and the furniture are only available during this event too, right?
No, it's going to be available from now on. So, yeah. So maybe you trade for a bottle of dye at the trading room, or, you know, we might add them to the game in the future as a wheel prize or something like that. You may have some left over from the last event or
awesome.
find some. Yeah. And so you can always just go and purchase those furniture to make the items. So
Which is great because, yeah, as you were saying, even if you don't have dye and you just want some great white furniture, I'm so excited. I thought it was just going to be temporary.
No. Yeah, so as you said, like, here is the furniture. I'm just going to drag it in here. It's just really nice, clean, sleek, white pieces of furniture that you can add to your room. Let me take down the wagon wheel from the wall. Just so you can see this window. Actually, I love this window. It's really big.
Yeah, I love big windows, and also when you click on it, the blind goes down, right? So that's cool too.
And so here are the items that we just crafted using the clothing machine and our design tickets. So there's the lamp, really, really nice.
Yeah, they're really pretty.
Yeah, they're great. So let me add in one of the chairs that we made. Here's that retro chair. Really, really nice pattern.
That might be my favorite, but that's that's probably because I helped come up with it.
Yeah. Now I'm going to add in that window. You'll see that the blind on the window is dyed.
Oh,
which
that's
is
so
really
vibrant.
Yeah, it's great. And I have the rug here as well that we just made. Now, of course, these are using all different colored dyes. They actually look quite nice when you add, when you dye all of the furniture pieces the same color and arrange them together. They're really beautiful. Yeah, so that's how this event is going to work this time around. But the main thing is, Mandy, that you're going to want to show up from the 22nd to the 30th every single day in order to collect as many dye bottles as you can.
That's right.
Yeah. So pretty exciting. Now we also have another challenge that we just launched on Webkinz Classic. Here's the icon for right now, and it's the One World, Two Games Challenge. And I'm going to click on it to show you what you need to do in order to complete it. Now this challenge is unlocked very early. So when you first open up a Webkinz Classic account, there's a teacher's pet set of challenges. And when you complete that, I think it's a 3-step challenge. Once you complete that, you unlock a Do Your Dailies challenge, which is also a 3-step challenge. And when you finish that, you're going to unlock this One World, Two Games challenge.
So anybody who has currently completed their previous challenges, this will now pop up as a new challenge for them. Like say,
Correct.
done all your challenges, this will now be a new challenge for you. Or if you've done like some up to that point, it'll appear in your change.
Exactly. So you just need to complete Teacher's Pet and Do Your Dailies, and then you will unlock this challenge. So guys, if you're listening to us right now and you've completed those challenges, you should be able to log onto your Webkinz Classic account and you'll see it there. So here's what you have to do. They actually all involve going to Webkinz Next and sending items back. And we're going to jump onto my Webkinz Next account very soon, and I'll show you how to complete these. So the first one is plant roots in Next. Feed your pet one apricot from Webkinz Next. So apricots are only available on Webkinz Next, but you can send them back to your Webkinz Classic account. The second step here is Next games are sweet. Feed your pet one candy from the Next arcade candy machine. Again, I'll show you how to do that in just a sec.
Yeah.
And this is pretty cool here. Next crafting is lovely. Place a cactus picture in your pet's room.
I love the cactus picture. It's so cute.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And it's actually the only way that you can get it is if you send it back from Webkinz Next to your Webkinz Classic account. And here are the prizes, Mandy. There are those Wheel of Wow cookies.
Yeah.
There's a Miss Biscuits plush. Miss Biscuits is actually one of the hosts on Webkinz Next. She runs the adoption center. And there's this beautiful Webkinz Next poster.
Yeah, and it's really big. It's like a nice big poster in your room, and it shows some of the characters. It also shows like a few of the pets and one of the babies. Miss Biscuits is holding one of the babies in her arms. So it's a nice bright poster. I think it'll look great in players' rooms.
And actually, a part of the icon here, we have this little moving van icon, and that's the icon that you use on Webkinz Next to send back items to Webkinz Classic. But Mandy, you need to have a linked account to do this, right?
Yeah, and you know what? It's really simple to make a linked account. If you are already playing on Classic, with your username and password, go to Webkinz Next and just enter that in where it says username and password and hit play. And it will automatically link your account, and it will start to walk you through the process of, having a Next account and getting your pets. Vice versa. I mean, you know what? Maybe there are some people out there who have a Next account and don't have a Classic account. You can do the exact same thing the other way. You just take your username and your password, and you use that to log into the other site. So,
yes.
And they're automatically linked. You don't have to do anything after that in order to make them linked, because now you'll see the little moving van will be activated and you'll be able to send stuff back. It's super easy.
So now here we are, Mandy. I have logged into my linked Webkinz Next account using the same username and password, just like you explained, that I use for my Webkinz Classic account. And here is this little icon here. I have a linked account. If you open up My Pets as well, you can see right here, account linked. I know that this account is linked to my Webkinz Classic account. And now I can send items from Webkinz Next to Webkinz Classic. It doesn't work the other way around. You can't send items from Classic to Next, but there are some great prizes that you can send back. And of course, we just explained that you're going to have to send back items in order to complete that challenge. So, Mandy, the first task was, I believe,
An apricot.
Oh, right. So it was the apricot. Yeah. Yes. Okay. So here is actually my farmer's plot that I got by visiting the farmer's market. You can visit it on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. In order to get an apricot, you're going to need an apricot plant. And so you can find the growing plants in the W shop on Webkinz Next, and they are in the food section under growing plants. So currently there's an onion, pumpkin, there's the apricot. We also have cucumbers, tomatoes, and bell peppers.
There are more seeds at the farmer's market, but that's another story.
Yeah. Listen back to Podkinz 163 if you'd like to learn about the farmer's market. So I'm going to buy one of these apricot trees, and just like growing gardens on Webkinz Classic, they work the same way. I'm just going to drag the plant into a yard in order to plant it. I have several, actually. I've dragged a couple in previously. So there you go. That's all you need to do. So now this plant is going to start to grow. So when you come back in a few days, you'll notice that the plant will be fully grown and you'll be able to harvest it. And when you harvest it, all you have to do is click on it, and then the fruit or vegetable will be added to your dock. And so I've actually harvested one already, and I'm going to send that back to my account, because in order to complete that first step, of course, I'm going to have to feed it to my pet. In order to do it, I'm going to click on that moving van icon, drag the item from my dock into the space provided, and click send. You're just going to have to confirm that you want to send the item to Webkinz Classic, and there you go.
It's so easy.
Yep. I used to have two. Now I only have one. Of course, you can only send one at a time. I'm just going to send another one. I only need one to complete the challenge, but hey, I'll have another one saved for a snack later. So there you go. Now, I believe another task was to feed your pet a candy that you can get from the arcade. So this is essentially the things to do menu on Webkinz Next. You can visit buildings in Kinsville using your Kinsville button there, or there are quick links to certain spots in Kinsville, like the arcade. So I'm just going to click on the arcade icon and I'll be redirected to the arcade. And here is that candy machine.
Yeah, and it gives a candy every day. So definitely stop by the arcade and get yourself a candy every day, because who doesn't want free candy? Am I right?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And especially now that you can send them back to your Webkinz Classic account, there's so many things that you can do with these. So there's the candy. It's in my dock, and I would just use the moving van to send it back to Webkinz Classic, just as we did with the apricot. Now, the final task involves crafting. We need to craft that cute little cactus picture. So let's go back to our room. There are 4 different crafting tables that you can buy on Webkinz Next, but this recipe involves the actual crafting table. So there's a crafting table, workbench, there is a drafting table, and a sewing machine. So you have to open up the W shop and look in the interactive section of the shop for the crafting tables. So there's the workbench, the crafting table, the drafting table, and of course the sewing machine.
And they all make different things, right? They each have a different function. So you'll get to know which tables make which sort of items.
Yep, and you're actually going to find them in the interactive section of the shop. There they are. Crafting table and the sewing machine. So you need the crafting table in order to make that pineapple picture. So I'm going to add that to my dock. All you need to do is drag it into your room and click on it to see what you can make. Right now there's the fan palm, the hand-painted guitar, the dollhouse, cactus picture, and pressed flowers. As you complete challenges in Webkinz Classic, you actually can unlock more recipes. This cactus recipe, you'll need wood, craft paint, glue, and construction paper. Now, in order to get crafting materials, there are several ways you can do them. You can get them when you log into the website. You can try to win them on the Wheel of WoW. You can earn them through a few challenges. Now, challenges, again, are listed along the left side of your room. But, Mandy, there's also a materials vending machine that you can use every day in order to get crafting materials. So let's go and pick up some crafting materials right now. Now, the vending machine is located just outside the curio shop in front of the mines.
And the great thing about this one, right, is that when you open up your box of crafting materials, you have the option of selecting which material you want, right? So if you're saving up because there's something in particular that you had in mind to make, this is a great way to do it because you have the choice of what you get. I love that aspect of it.
Oh, yeah, that's great. So there's the machine. I just clicked on it, and then my materials box was added to my dock. Let's go back to my house and open it and show everyone how that works. Like you said, Mandy, you can pick 3 a day. The 3 will be the same type of material. I'm just going to drag the material box into my room, click on it and to open it, and now I can choose whatever materials I want. And again, you can do this every day. So if you're working towards a specific recipe, this is a great way in order to complete it faster.
Yeah, it really is helpful.
I remember we needed some craft paint to complete that recipe. So let's just scroll to it. There we go. Now I've picked it, click the claim button, and now it's added to my dock. So let's go back and make that Happy Cactus Picture. And all you need to do when you open up the recipe interface here, your materials will appear just below it. And all you need to do is drag and drop a material into the space provided. Now, if I have the required amount, it'll populate all of them together. I don't have to drag them individually into each slot. So there you go. I have all the materials ready. I click on craft and voila, your cactus picture will appear. And of course,
I love it. Look at how cute it is.
Yeah. We might need to actually make a cactus that looks like that in game.
Well, you know what though? It looks like a little kitty cat, which of course reminds me of the fan designed pet, the cactus cat. Remember?
Oh yeah, for sure. That's great. So you can craft as many of these as you want as long as you have the materials. And again, in order to complete that last step of the One World, 2 Games challenge, you're going to need to add this cactus picture to your wall at Webkinz Classic. So we're going to have to send it same way as we've done the previous items. Just click on that moving van icon and drag the picture from your dock into the spot and you click send. Just confirm it, and boom, it's gone, and it's been sent to my linked Webkinz Classic account. Those are the 3 things that you're going to need to do in order to complete your challenge on Webkinz Classic. And I'm going to jump back now to my Webkinz Classic account and show you exactly how to do that.
Awesome.
All right, so I'm back on Webkinz Classic with my account that's linked to Webkinz Next. Now, I just received a pop-up showing that I received those items that I just sent back from Webkinz Next. You'll also be notified in the message center that they've been sent. But now let's open up our challenge icon again for the One World 2 Games challenge. So there is the step I needed: the apricot, the candy, and the cactus picture. So if I go to my dock, there's the apricot that I've sent back from Webkinz Next, and all I need to do is feed it to my pet, and there you go. I've passed the first step of that challenge just by feeding that apricot to my pet. Now, of course, the second step involved feeding your pet a candy that you've sent back from Webkinz Next. There you go. Step 2 has been completed. It's that easy. The third step is I need to hang that picture on my wall. I'm going to hang it proudly on my wall, Mandy. Again, I'm going to look at my dock in order to find the picture. Now, these items aren't going to appear in the new section of your dock. Okay, they're just going to appear in alphabetical order within your dock.
When you're sent items from Webkinz News or from Next, they don't appear in the new section. So I know sometimes people are looking for them there, but they do appear in your dock. So just in case you think you didn't get it, it's just not in new, but it's there.
Exactly. And there you go. Now that I've hung the picture on my wall, I have gotten confirmation that I have passed the challenge, and now the plushie, the cookies, and the poster have been added to my dock. And there's the picture on the wall. It's great, nice and big. And by the way, that poster for Webkinz Next is really nice and big
put it
as
on the
well.
wall. Yeah, so bright and colorful.
Yeah, and it's actually a really nice reminder to play Webkinz Next every day to earn prizes and, hey, send stuff back to your classic account. And here's actually Miss Biscuits. When you open up a new account on Webkinz Next, you will meet Miss Biscuits. And there's the plushie and, of course, these cookies that you can feed to your pet. And actually, maybe there's a recipe that you can use to craft a window with the cookies, right?
That's right. I believe it's the family holiday window, but it's a juice box from Webkinz Next and the Wheel of Wow cookies and a pumpkin. And if you combine them on a stove, you get this beautiful family window. And I think it matches one of the floor tiles that you have in the room, the curtains, and it's just a really pretty fall scene. And it's nice and big too. You might want to save some of your cookies for the rest of
Yeah, no, for sure. And those are flying in Webkinz World until November 25th, Thanksgiving. So there you go. I hope everyone found this useful and learned about our DIY design event. I hope that you guys are going to have fun completing your One World 2 Game Challenge. Yeah, hang that Webkinz Next poster proudly in your room. Mandy, that was so much fun. So many exciting things happening on Webkinz Classic and Webkinz Next.
Yes, like Webkinz Next, we're always adding features. It just gets better and better. And of course, Webkinz Classic, we have like some of our favorite events that come back every year and just always great stuff.
Yeah, here's a look at the November event calendar for Webkinz Classic. So we have a Meet the Mayor event actually taking place right now. So if you go to the Kinsville Park, you can click on Dr. Quack to get a special gift every day. That runs until November 21st. And then, of course, Mandy, the DIY event is happening at the end of the month. It starts on the 22nd and it runs all the way to the 30th. So you're going to want to log into your Webkinz Classic account for that in order to collect as many dye bottles as you can. And we mentioned earlier, Mandy, that there's a special gift that you can get for logging into Webkinz Classic and Webkinz Next on the 25th for Thanksgiving. So make sure you log on to both your accounts so you won't miss that special gift that's only available on the 25th.
Yeah. So, yeah. And then, of course, you're also going to want to check out Gans e-store because the day after Thanksgiving is Black Friday. And there are always great deals to be had. So yeah, November is great. And of course, then it's followed by December, which is really exciting. But yeah, so much to do.
Yeah. And isn't there a special pet that's only available for a few days on Black Friday?
There is the Peppermint Carnation Lion Cub, which has got a super long name, and it's really cute. And actually, the Flower Lions, to welcome this little lion cub who's only going to be available for 3 days, the Flower Lions are planning a tea party in the clubhouse. So everyone is invited because the Flower Lions will be handing out cute tea sets and cups for the first few days. And then when the little lion cub arrives at the party, it's going to be handing out flowers to thank us all for throwing this welcoming tea party.
No, that's great. And so check your KinzPost on Webkinz Classic because we will be sending you a reminder for the tea party. And yeah, that lion I'm sure is going to be a much sought after pet because it's only available for a couple of days. So as Mandy said, make sure you check the e-store on Black Friday to find that pet and many more deals.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's pretty exciting. We've come to the end of another podcast. And so Mandy, we promised that we'd give away a code for that Daisy's Diner waitress dress. So yeah, why don't you do the honors?
Such a cute dress. So this code is W247MJHCCA8B3ZT8. And as you said, Michael, that expires December 31st. And guys, you can enter that code in the code shop, which you can find under the Things to Do menu.
Yes, and that's on Webkinz Classic. But
That's right.
so guys, so many exciting things happening on Webkinz Next and on Webkinz Classic. We hope that you enjoy playing both games. And of course, Mandy, right? Webkinz News is such a great place to learn about everything that's happening on both sites.
That's right. You know what? We have done lots of how-to videos to learn all about how Webkinz Next works for all these different games. We're doing lots of stories. You know what? There are 2 brand new pets in Webkinz Next right now, the elephant and the disco rhino. And I know that Sally has already got some great pictures of babies from the disco rhinos. So you know what? Please follow news because there is so much happening and so much fun stuff to see.
You can use those pets to spark babies, and I sparked a little husky with the rhino that had like a little rhino horn. It was really cute. It was really it was awesome.
I've seen a few of those pets that people have shared on social media with the little rhino horn, and they're all adorable. It makes such a cute parent, the disco rhino, and then I can't wait. I guess when people start to get their plush elephants in the mail, then we will start to see those elephant babies.
Yeah, there's a lot of similarities between Webkinz Classic and Webkinz Next, but that baby feature and sparking babies is something that's completely unique to Webkinz Next, and it's really popular. I love it, and I love to see what players spark. And I know Sally's been posting some baby showcases on Webkinz News recently, so if you haven't already, check Webkinz News and scroll back to look for some of her posts. But guys, we always love hosting Podkinz for you, and I hope you have a fun time playing on Webkinz Classic and Webkinz Next. And hey, we'll see you in Webkinz World.
Bye.